The new Fractal is not really liked by a lot of people. It has way too much health and it takes forever. And this kind of signs to another problem that we have had with Guild Wars 2 since Delves, honestly, where every boss has an insane amount of health and it takes for too long. Even if the boss is inherently fun, that is taken away by the fact that it just repeats over and over again. And I want to talk about it. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. Get into it. So, today we have a bit of, I don't want to say drama, but people are not happy. People are not happy. And it should nerf lonely to our Fractal. Is it just me or does Fractal need to be nerfed hard? I really enjoy the new daily Fractals. It's one thing I love to do in the game. You go and you enjoy it and you're out. I understand CMs is why it's hard and challenging because the rewards are worth it, but I really need a good group for it. Hence why people demand high KP for it. But Lonely Tower, this Fractal just sucks. It gets Fractal players tilted and annoyed. Now, to be fair, it's just the first week. People might not actually know the strategies and everything, but even me, that, we do, I did try the new Fractal and I played it and I killed it. The Fractal just takes forever, okay? It does. No matter if you actually, know the fights, know the mechanics, it just takes for a long time. And the boss fight just is the same thing over and over again. It doesn't even have new phases. You just end up killing, the boss does some attacks. You have to evade the little, the wave attack. You have to evade, those little lines, the little circles. There's gonna be like this special ability. Oh, that suck attack, of course, and also like a few attacks that appear under your feet. You have to move around while collecting the globals. And honestly, this like repetition is kind of fun, right? Like it's like a good amount of things to do, right? But it ends up being very monotonous, right? Like you used to do the same things over and over again for like 10 minutes and then the boss dies, right? As long as you can do this, and you have to do this, right? It just repeats over and over and over again, right? And it's just not that much fun, right? Also, you're kind of forced to play very specific builds, like full range, in order to actually evade the attacks. As if you're full range, you'll be able to kind of have more time to evade those attacks. Not to say that the hitboxes are completely fucked and they don't really appear when they, you're supposed to dodge something or jump something. It doesn't really work because, well, the hitbox is in another place. That also sucks, right? So there's a lot of bad things about this, right? But at the end of the day, the main thing I think, personally, is that it takes for so long. Especially in a tier 4, they're supposed to kind of go faster. There's really no point in a tier 4 to make it like insanely long, right? Specifically as well, we don't have any phases. Cool thing about phases is that it makes the fight feel a bit different. Of course, if things happen, something changes after the phases, but that's not what happens here. There are other metas, other bosses where maybe it'll take longer, like Sonko Peak, right? But it's okay because like every time it's changing, something is different, right? This is not the case here, right? And we can see this in other bosses as well. Silent Surf, same thing, right? It's just more or less the same thing, over and over again, even if it has phases. A few things change, but not too much. That being said, I personally don't really hate Silent Surf that much. I think it's kind of funish, right? Because it feels a bit different. But this is just the complete different, right? Completely the opposite, right? Completely to the... It's just super long. It just repeats over and over again, and nothing really changes. Like we've been here talking about this boss for this time, and the mechanics look the same as well, right? It kind of sucks, right? We also have the new the new meta that also has the same issue, right? It's just the same. Look at this. Like we've been here, like in this video here, we don't really do the worst job ever in this meta, and it starts around 90 minutes in the video and it ends on 32, right? Like we've been, like when I kill this boss, I am like 12 minutes in, right? 13 minutes in. That is not good. Okay, you can't be doing the same fight over and over again with no different phases for 10 minutes or more and actually have fun. There's no way. Nothing changes. It's the same thing over and over again. Same thing happens with Delves. Same thing happens with the second meta in Inerneos. Same thing happens with something like Skywatch, where you have to kill this. You go in, you kill some ads to spawn the boss. You kill the boss. Then hey, you have to do the same thing again. You have to kill some ads to kill the boss again, and then he finally dies. And it's just like super long, right? In some ways, Amethyst does the same thing. There's more things happening, there's more phases, so I would not use it as an example. But like every one of these bosses also takes an insane amount of time. I don't know what's the like obsession with the arena to make every boss just takes for long. It's not like this is like a fucking sub game that you guys are like, oh, the more time we waste over gamers, the better, because that way they play more and then we get more money. Like, no, this is not the case. Right? And I get it, like, if you did more damage, it probably would last less. But this should not be the way that we actually balance these encounters. We should not be balancing about, hey, if you do a lot of damage, the fight is okay. Right? And if you do a lot, not very much damage, the fight is complete dog trash and it takes forever. Right? It should be, hey, if you have horrible damage, the fight is okay-ish. It could be better though, but yeah, it's okay-ish. And if you have very good damage, the fight is just, it goes super fast, but it's still enjoyable and it still does something, right? That's how you should be balancing it around. And I'm not gonna blame, like, I'm not saying that actually ArenaNet is trying to balance this around like players that do 40k. Even when you do like a lot of damage in these fights, it still takes forever. But this is just not good, okay? It is just not good, and it just feels like they didn't even test it. Like, that's honestly what it seems like. Like, because, like, look, you see at this meta where, like, everything is spread out insanely hard. Like, trying to get to any of these mechanics that you actually want to engage with, it's super annoying because the arena is super big, right? I don't know. I don't know what is the problem here. I don't know if they're doing this on purpose, and I get it. Maybe like they don't want, you know, fractals to have the same issue that the other fractals have. Like, you know, like every fractal, you know, before Sandstorm honestly just explodes, right? In terms of how much damage they take, and they just do nothing. So they want to like maybe prepare for the, you know, eventually complete an insane power creep that's gonna come afterwards, and that's how you get balancing it. But like even then, like you should not, like, unless that actually happens, you should not like make the content completely boring and horrible. Nobody wants to play it because maybe eventually this will be, you know, fixed by just power creep. Like that's not good. Just change it afterwards. Just rebalance it afterwards. You can't, like, nobody's gonna want to play this fractal, even if it's new, because it just takes too long. Like, why would you ever do this? Other than once, maybe to try it out and never again. Like, no, you're not gonna. Same thing for the new meta. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I am just not interested in like doing the new meta if it takes for so long. Well, I could be doing like 5 more in the same amount of time and just, you know, be okay with it. Like, and just, you know, have more fun and probably more loot as well. It's just, I don't know. I really don't get it. I really don't like it. I don't like it. I think it's they really need to ask themselves, why are we making this fight so long when everyone in Reddit, everyone in the community is like, just doesn't like it? And if it's really worth it, right? Because I don't think it is. Now maybe they'll talk about this in the new retrospective video from the Secrets of the Obscure, and we'll hopefully know then. But it just, I don't know. I think they need to change this, and hopefully they can actually come back and fix this content that might actually not be as bad if it actually had the right amount of health on them. We'll have to see. And it is not usually a company that goes back and fixes their content that way retroactively, but I hope they do, because there's some bosses that are fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think some of the metas, like the second meta in Erneos, the one on the west, the one with the dragon, could be way more fun if it didn't take forever and it didn't have the same phases over and over again. I think the new meta, I think the new meta in Sakuros, right, the westmost side one, would be very fun if it didn't take forever as well. I think the new silencer and the new Lonely Tower fractal boss at the end would be okay-ish if it actually didn't take so long as well. Like, there's no reason to ruin this. There's no reason to ruin this content just because of this arbitrarily I want to make this fight last longer thing, right? There's no reason. So tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you think Enid should do that, and hopefully, hey, maybe they listen to this and be like, oh, maybe you should consider it. And I don't hate those guys. Like, I think sometimes you have ideas and sometimes they don't work, but like I'm telling you, you know, I don't think people like it. I don't think it's working. So there you go. Now I guess it's your turn. That being said, go to my Twitch to watch me live. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. Go to my Discord if you want to hang out off stream. And see you guys around. Love you all. Bye bye.